Hello. So this is gonna be like a weird IkkiTousen video because I'm gonna be talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. If you don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is, it is like I said a card game that is like kind of popular in the like worldwide. It's one of the big card games right now, along with like Magic, the Gathering, and Pokemon. So Yu-Gi-Oh does choose set of cards rules, the TCGs and the OCGs. These are the TCGs. TCGs are or the trading card game is the English version mostly, and the release after the OCG. OCGs are cards that are players that get first, like Japan and like I believe China and Korea and such. I'm not sure, but so these are the only cards that came out in the TCGs. Um, and like I said, this came out about a month ago. Well, the OCG had theirs for a while now, and I believe they have more than this though. Anyway, so what I'm talking about this are, like I said, IkkiTousen. Um, this set of cards, which are called Ancient Warriors, are loosely based on the Romans of the Three Kingdom. And as you know, IkkiTousen are also loosely based on Romans of the Three Kingdom, mostly the Han Dynasty version of era or dynasty. Anyways, so I'm gonna go through each card over here one by one and explain how they're related to IkkiTousen in a way. Mostly they're by characters, but you'll see. So first character or first card is Ancient Warrior um Masterful Sumo. Um if you can see a quick picture of it right there. The reason I like about this the thing about this is they're not exactly to have the name of the person that represent like sumo does not exist in does not exist in history, but Sun Tse does, and this is supposed to be Sun Tse, who is Hakufu, and so I might also want to mention that if I said the name wrong, I apologize. I'm not an expert in languages, so and also I won't be going through the card effects. I'm just gonna be going through the names, who they represent, and so on. So yeah, this is Sun Tse, supposed to be Sun Tse, and like I said, this is supposed to be Hakufu. One thing about this I want to point out is that this is a water attribute. Like I said, in Yugioh there are attributes like there's six attributes: water, earth, fire, wind, light, and dark. And the the characters for like the Wu Kingdom, which is led by Sun Tse, are water. And as you know, Hakufu has the water dragon. So that I thought that was an interesting fact. So next we have um Ancient Warrior Graceful Show Gong. And this will be show you or something like that. And that's supposed to be cooking mostly. Shiyu. Anyway, so here's a just bring it up to you. So this is supposed to be cooking and also a water attribute. And this set of cards, they're the monsters, where they called the characters, are called monsters, are separated by attributes, and there are three attributes in total. So I'll mention the other ones in a moment. So next is the Ancient Warrior Eccentric Lucy. Here it is, Eccentric Lucy. This character, or this monster, I'll just call him character for now, right now, is supposed to be loose. I can't remember exactly now. I forgot, but it's supposed to be Riamo, the ancient word that Riamo is supposed to represent. So yeah. Next is for the Shu Kingdom, which is Sato, is an ancient warrior Virtus Liu Xiang, and there it is. Just get a bit. Um, and so this person is supposed to be Liu Bang, which is Kentucky Liu Bang. And another thing I've noticed is that, like I said, each kingdom, like in this set of cards, are represented by different attributes. The Shu Kingdom was water. The said not said Oseido, but the Shu Kingdom, which is led by Liu Bang, is a wind kingdom, a wind attribute. And I thought that was also interesting because Kentaku, the Liu Shan right here, is has the lightning dragon, and of course lightning is kind of had to do with the sky, with the wind and weather. So I thought that another thing interesting. Next is ancient warrior loyal Quan Yu, and there you go. Um, of course, Quan Yu is supposed to be Quan Yu, or also known as Kanu. This character right here, and so yeah, Ikki also noticed in this artwork, um, the spear. This guy has the spear because this was again supposed to be the ancient warrior of the um, was supposed to be the guy from the past with that Quan Yu. That was his name is similar to it, and yeah. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. The spear. Anyway, so next one for um the Shu Kingdom is ancient warrior Vanity Sheng Deng. Let me just look. Again, I'll mostly be talking about the character artwork and the person that who they represent and the name and such, and not the facts. Um, so this guy, Ancient Warrior Vanity Sheng Deng, is supposed to be Sheng Fei. I believe that was named Sheng Fei, and that is Shohi. So I thought that was another thing about this card that I found interesting is that his spear is the snake wave spear or just snake spear. I can't remember. Mostly the spear that they referenced in the anime show he and the Western no Western. No. I'll get to the Western Wolf right now, but in Extreme Executor, they mentioned it. Then in Western Wolf, the OVAs, they finally they finally showed it in the like as they show he actually got the owned the or received the snake spear, her own spear. Like Kanu has his or hers, and so does Shengte and Shohi. Now they have their own. Anyway, so there is other cards that hasn't been released yet. It'll be coming out in March this year, 2020, and right now, like I said, February. So we still like not in March. I think it's in May. May they're coming out in May. So like a few months or it'll be a couple of weeks before the rest came out. And the other ones are like for characters are for the Shu Kingdom. It'll be Shang not Shang Shao I forgot her name. It's supposed to be Kome. Sugar Liang, I believe that the name. Jubi or he will be ancient warrior something Shuge something. Cause they changed some of the names differently to I guess to avoid copyright. But yeah, Shugen Liang will be gonna be a monster or character from Yu-Gi-Oh in the future, and that of course will represent Kome, from the strategists of Seido or Shukino. And the other cards beside these are like beside these there'll be the Fire Kingdom or the Fire cards, which are the Wei Kingdom, the Wei Kingdom, and that's gonna have character for Soso or Chow Chow, and two other characters, I believe three other characters. One is supposed to be Jorio. If you don't know who Jorio is, Choryu is from IkkiTousen is the character from Dragon Destiny. He's the one who was been pushing Shiba on her Choryu, and he had the sunglasses in the Dragon Destiny in the ending. He fights Owen with the energy blast face off or do off or wherever. And the other one is Shima Yi, which is I believe it's I believe it's based on Shima Yi, and that's a random person in the Han Dynasty, I believe. He's I want to say random, but I'm not exactly sure. Probably was important. He was like a literature writer, a poet, a politician, I believe as well. So these I believe those are like the fire ones, and they're coming out in the future. And these are the English version right now that I have owned. Besides those, the other cards are called Spell and Traps in Yugioh. There's four in total, but only three has been released in English. So I will mention them quickly. I tried to go through it as quickly as possible. Anyway, so there's Ancient Warrior Saga, the three visit, and Ancient Warrior Sagas are events that happens in the past. So let me show you the picture again. And this is the three visit, and this is reference to when the three Kuan Yu, Liu Bei, and Shun Fei visit Kome or um Sugar Liang or something like that in the past so they can recruit them. In the anime, is Kanu, Gentoku, and Shohei goes to the forest looking for Kome, and Gentoku finds her, and then they end up recruiting her as their strategist. Next is Ancient Warrior Saga, Sun Liu Alliance. Here's the image. This card um, is of course the alliance between Seto or the Wu and the Shu Kingdom or Seto and Nanyo. And the anime, this is mostly seen in the Dragon Destiny. Most of this card is seen in the anime Dragon Destiny. But yeah, I'm just show you a picture. This is just the alliance they had, based on the alliance they had in the between the two kingdom or two schools. And lastly is Witcher Warrior Saga Defense of Shing Ban Shing Ban or something like that. And it has like the character Shohi Shang Tefei on it. Um this card, I'm exactly not sure how this was represented in the anime, but in the manga is a different story. In the manga, I believe there's supposed to be the scene where Johi is fighting off or defending like some areas. It's by fighting off Kyosho, and she has to fight with one of the three pillar monks from the anime or the manga. From the people with like the monks that serve the Seito or not Seito Kyosho Soso, mostly serve Soso. Ended up fighting one of them at like a baseball stadium. I would say like a baseball stadium, and some other area before they got there. So, I believe this is supposed to be that fight in the manga, but in the anime it was never shown or like not really referenced for this event. In this case, this saga, Ichiwari saga. So yeah, there's one more. No, two more. Spells, I believe spells or trap, which are these cards. Those other two are Ancient Warrior Saga Changing Winds, which was mostly the event where Kome supposedly predicted the wind would change. And when the like around the start of the battle between the Battle of Chibi or Red Cliff and so on. This is the only three that we have right now. And the other one, the second one that has came out is um Thousand Arrows, which is Let me just quickly mention that the changing winds was somewhat referenced in the anime. There's again second season around the ending with the dragon sphere. Um, she mentioned um the wind has blown again or something like that. Before the sphere changing colors. Then in the manga, I don't remember exactly. It was different. I can't remember. It's been a while. And the other one, like I said, it was Thousand Arrows. At the anime, it was not mentioned. In the manga, there wasn't no Thousand Arrows, but there was a single arrow they found in like in a box that was like buried. It was an arrow from the past, and was I believe it had a note or not. I can't remember. Or it's just an arrow. Um, the arrow. I believe Gome found it, and like again reference, somewhat referencing to the Thousand Arrows, which was in the past, which was if you don't know what the Thousand Arrows, the what happens is in the during the war, and during the Battle of GB, or I believe it was the Battle of GB, or before the Battle of GB, of Red Cliff, the Sun and the Lu Alliance, which is this, they were short of arrows for the battle, and they needed arrows, so they decided on like in a foggy night or morning, there was a like a ship was very low, was like very set up to capture arrows, and as bait to lure the Kyosho or Wei Kingdom to the battlefield and shoot arrows at it because they were like in a battle in the sea, and they were in a seashore, and they did not notice that was a um a bait to lure them to shooting the arrow to so they could not only get the arrows but reuse them against them as well and later on. And because it was like I said foggy, they did not notice. They thought it was just a battleship, but it was like again a bait. So that was that's an arrow. And the wind, it was mostly I think they mentioned this or not already, but it had to do with arrows again also. And the wind is like Shuge Liang predicted the weather would change on the not only because currently the wind was blowing against them, but in the future they're predicting the wind will blow against the Shui Kingdom afterwards. So like in a moment in the future. So when they like before the right before the battle starts, um, the Wei Kingdom started to shoot fire arrows, and then the wind started to blow differently, like Sugar Leon predicted, and the fire arrows started to bounce like fly back and hit the own army with the fire arrows. I can't remember exactly, so please don't like quote me, but I believe that what happened with the wind changing and such. And this is mostly, I believe, it's supposed to be a Johi event or Sugar Leon event. This is like the lines, and of course, there's 3/5 of the recruitment of Sugar Leon. Anyway, so that mostly all the cards, and I believe this is a very long video, very long video. So I apologize for that. And this is all the cards. Um, Let's go do this right here. This. So these are the cards. These are all the cards that came out right now. And I apologize if you had to sit through like whole 20 minutes of this video. But yeah. So I just want to mention this is IkkiTousen, somewhat IkkiTousen, and Yugioh the card game because I got the references. So I thought I'll just shout out. And also before the end of this video, Yugioh is not the first one to do this. I know the card game Magic the Gathering has done this as well. But they did it years ago, many years ago. And I believe those cards are banned because they have like a rotation. So when new cards are released, they become legal, and the old cards become illegal, or old set of cards will be illegal. So, but Yu-Gi-Oh everything is legal unless there's a ban list, and the ban list will tell you what cards is banned specifically. But mostly, each other these cards right here are playable. But there's not a lot of cards to make a deck. Mostly a good deck out of it. You need more cards, like the one that coming out in the future and such, which are total of 6 cards. So yeah, um, that was really it. And so like again, sorry if this video is extremely long and I talk too much, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. This with a like spin-off video of some sort of my IkkiTousen video collection. Anyway, so if you sit out this, thank you for very much. If you were to watch this all, um, anyway, so that's is it. Till next time. All right, bye.